Let's roll,
Thank you for
nerds.
accommodating me. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got this done.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, everyone
Court
take
is
care.
calling, thank you, you too. Court is calling 2022 CR 5859, State of Texas versus Thomas Henson. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
Captain Pollard for the state.
For the defense?
For defense.
And are you Mr. Henson?
Yes.
Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that with your client?
We have, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Henson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a $500 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration the following county court cause numbers: 6644461, 6644462, 671781, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition? Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes,
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the agreement? Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be 240 hours of community service restitution, TAP evaluation, no harmful or injurious contact with Avilio Walters Torres, that's AVILIO, no firearm possession, hostility, and aggression control course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State would offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1.
No objection.
Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, how old are you?
18.
18? So, why are you beating up your stepfather? And mind you, before you speak, I've already read the police report.
I was
You need to speak up. I can't hear you.
I was just not in my right. I was kind of following like a red.
I can't hear you. Open your mouth and speak so I can hear you.
I have kind of like an issue, and I went about it the wrong way.
No, because I've read the police report. What your issue is that you went to your mom's house where she lives with your stepfather. You asked your mom if you could stay, and you came over there early morning hours. Then you asked your mom for money, and it appears she did not want to give you money. So then you called her the B word, and then your stepfather said, don't speak to her that way. And then you proceeded to beat him up. So what was the issue? No, what was the issue? Because people, when you ask people for money, they can either say yes or no. So your mother said no. You called her the B word. Why are you calling your mom that word?
I shouldn't have done it.
No, I know you shouldn't have done it, but my question for you is, why did you?
I lost my temper, you know.
Temper what? Because she wouldn't give you money that was her money? Is that what you lost your temper over? The fact that she said, no, I'm not giving you any money? Do you have a job? So if you want money, and this is what I don't understand about some young people, if you want money, then guess what? You get a job and you earn it. Your mom, your father, your stepfather, your brother, your cousin do not have to give you money. You're of age. Are you in school?
No.
So basically you're doing nothing with your life because you're not in school. Do you have a job?
No.
So you're not in school, you don't have a job, you're doing nothing with your life, and you expect your mother to support you. And you want money, and when she tells you no, you call her a B. Where are you living?
My grandma's.
And how are you treating your grandfather? And does your grandfather even want you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, he has a job interview this week. His grandfather is present in the courtroom today. He is very involved in this case, and he does support my client, and he does want him in that house, and he has done everything he can to ensure that his grandson is taken care of at this point in time.
Do you have children?
No.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Please.
What are you doing with your life other than not working, not in school, calling your mom the B word, and beating up your stepfather? Other than that, what are you doing with your life?
I have ambitions to change my life for the better, Your Honor. I do want to work at a college. That's where my interview is going to be at. And I want to get my GED so that way I could further go to a trade school and become a mechanic.
How far did you go in school?
I made it to 9th grade.
Why did you drop out?
I fell into the wrong crowd. And
Nope. Let me just tell you something about the wrong crowd. If I had some other person standing up before me and they said they fell into the wrong crowd, and I asked them, well, who's the wrong crowd? You know what they're going to say? You are. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about I fell into the wrong crowd, because if you are with the wrong crowd, then you are in that subset of wrong crowd, and you're a part of the wrong crowd, and you are the wrong person. You understand?
Sure.
Let me see his grandfather. Hello, are you his grandfather?
Step-grandfather, yes.
Stepfather? Could you raise your hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Michael Andrew Mirchuk,
Okay, I'm sorry, spell your last name.
Mierchuk.
All right, so you're the step-grandfather. Is your son the stepfather of him?
No. I
Okay,
mean, my wife is his That's his her.
So your wife is his biological grandmother. Okay. So, here's the thing. Does he have rules at your home?
Yes, he does.
All right. And what are those rules?
Right now, especially with the monitor on, he can't do anything. We monitor, we basically told him that once the monitor comes off, the rules are going to be no drugs, no nothing. He's going to get a job. He's going to get his, we're going to get him into the GED program, figure that out some way. And hopefully from there, we're going to make sure he gets better.
All right. And what is his curfew at your house?
He hasn't really had to have one right now, but we're going to stipulate one 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that he needs to do at your house? Do you need him to help clean up? Is that part of his?
Chores are going to be, he's already doing chores, and his grandmother's already set the rules for what she wants him to do as far as cleanup, laundry, things like that for right now, until he gets his supposedly Friday tomorrow. He's got the job interview, and hopefully he'll get the job, and we'll work from there after that.
All right. So you're aware that he did beat up his stepfather.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So is there any fear with him being in the house?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you all know who to call if there's an issue?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'm assuming, I guess, the GPS, you all have been paying for that? Oh, it's waived? Okay.
Yes, Judge, it's kind of an interesting situation. When they impose that GPS monitor, he lives within, several hundred yards of the complaining witness in this case. It's just a family dispute. He was not permitted to move in with his grandfather until yesterday, actually, is when we were able to do a carve out from the protective order. So my client had been residing at a short stay hotel, and his grandfather was going over to visit him and take what he needed because he was on house arrest.
Okay. Well, he's going to remain on GPS, and I'm going to give him a 10 p.m. curfew. So you can go out, do your job, interview for jobs. He can do chores, but he needs to be back at his grandfather's house at 10 p.m., no later than that. If you are 1 minute late without informing probation, what's going to end up happening is the motion to revoke is going to be filed against you, and you're going to come over to court dressed in orange if you can't make bond, and we'll hear the reason why you're late. Do you understand? All right. Thank you so much for taking him in.
Your Honor, if there's no violations, let's say within 90 days, would the court entertain a removal of the GPS?
I'm always willing to entertain whatever motions people bring before me.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And for clarification, this is tracking only, but he is going to have.
He has a curfew of 10 p.m. All right. This is what the court is going to do. It's going to be 4 years deferred adjudication, $500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 664461, 664462, 671781. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon and family violence. There's 240 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but you have it, including the booster. The court will consider, will allow you to waive 40 of those hours. The remaining hours will be waived if you provide proof of your GED. You must pass that. Do you understand? There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be, of course, no firearm possession. We're going to do the hostility and aggression control course. There's a 10 p.m. curfew. So probation, outside of work, if he's not at work, he needs to be back in at 10 p.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's allowed to be outside the house from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. only. Now, if he has employment and his work schedule is later than that, but he's saying he's working at a car wash, and I know the car wash is closed probably at like 6 p.m. There's to be field visits 2 times per month. And let probation know to check on the grandparents to make sure that everybody is enjoying Mr. Henson's stay. And he's to reside with his grandparents. There's to be no contact with Avilio Torres. If you want that changed, Mr. Torres is going to have to come in.
Your Honor, he's already signed an affidavit of non-prosecution. We've already discussed it on the civil side for their protective order. And we did have the bond already changed to no harmful or offensive contact, but if you.
I'm not doing no harmful or injurious contact because I know what ends up happening. He's married to his mom. He's trying to make the mom happy, but the person before me beat up, and I don't know if it's a senior citizen or not, but he beat up someone who's in a parental role, and that's a big no-no. So if that's going to be lifted, then Mr. Avilio Torres needs to come in here. I'm going to look him in the eye and see and determine whether or not he's doing this just because that's his wife's son. But I have a big concern with a child who's 18, 1, calling his mom the B word, and 2, beating up the stepfather because he dares to tell him, do not speak to your mother that way. That's a problem. He's all nice and polite to me right now, but I don't know what's happening in that household. So there's to be no contact with Avilio Torres, and you can tell the family that Judge Boyd said that he is not to have any contact with him. And it's not Avilio's fault. I know. And for the record, I'm going to say that Avilio filed a non-prosecution and that I know that it's been lifted on the other side, but I'm not lifting it here. So you don't have any contact with him. You understand?
Sure.
And if I decide to lift it at some point in time, you had better have your letter of apology and sincerity in that letter for him and for your mom. You only get one mom, you understand? So there's to be no contact with Avilio Torres. There's to be regular UAs. And there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from me in order to be successful? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Here's the thing. You better start treating your moms right. Moms don't last forever, and they're not going to be on the planet forever. Don't be that person who's in an imitation of life, running behind a coffin after you had treated your mom so badly, because people are not going to be sympathetic towards you. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Probation is going to go over your condition. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Bye-bye. All right, so